I'm going to talk about the anatomy of an MEd research project. And in our faculty, that is typically a review of the literature, not to be confused with a literature review. A literature review is done in a thesis. You're looking for the research that has been conducted already and trying to find areas or problems or gaps that need to be addressed, and then developing research questions around those areas. Whereas a review of the literature is the final product. You are actually reviewing 50, 60, 70 articles, organizing it into themes and perhaps interactions, and presenting a big picture about a specific area of focus. Now note here the companion website, which will provide videos and tips and examples. It will be invaluable to helping you complete your MEd project. Now there are 8 components that I will discuss: the title, abstract, introduction, method, literature review, conclusion, references, and appendices. Once you've decided on a topic, done a little bit of searching around, and found a focus, it's really important to develop a title. That actually will bring you focus when you're looking at articles and developing your project. The abstract is about a page, no longer. It provides a sentence or two on the big picture rationale, why this review of the literature needs to be done, provides a purpose statement, which is a review of the literature, presents a summary of key results, and then provides a few sentences about future research. Next is the introduction. It's typically 3 to 10 pages long, and it provides the big picture rationale for why the literature review needs to be done. You might also discuss previous literature reviews, and that's why it can be longer than 3 to 4 pages. Now, previous literature reviews, if they've been conducted, might make you question, well, why do I need another one? And that's what you need to answer. They may be older literature reviews. They may not have been as comprehensive as they should have been. There's a number of reasons that a literature review or that has been done may not be adequate. Often in education and technology, it's because it's dated, but you need to acknowledge that you've looked at these. And then the purpose of the study. Next, you have to outline your method. Now, method here means how did you go about searching for articles? What resources did you focus on? What databases? What were your keywords? What was your process? Whether you looked at reference sections within papers, key journals. You want to convince the reader that you've done a comprehensive search of the literature. That's critical. Then you want to provide a brief description of your studies. So it's sort of categorizing your studies, where they're from, the date range, sample sizes, methodologies, and you also want to talk about the coding of your studies. Typically, you should code each paper based on the sample that it's focusing on, the size of the sample, the methodology used, the focus, and other features that you can look at in the website. That will allow you to sort of get a big picture of the kinds of studies that you've collected, and then you can communicate that in the methods section. The actual literature review, or I should say review of the literature, and I am using these interchangeably, but understand what I really mean is review of the literature, is 30 to 40 pages long. It consists roughly of 50 plus articles. It's organized by themes and sub-themes that emerge from your literature review. You also should probably do an analysis of methods used. So critically evaluate the methods that have been used in these studies to see if they're adequate. That may be one of the suggestions that you have for improving future research. And finally, you want to develop some sort of cohesive framework. Model might be too much, but a framework about how the key themes and sub-themes interact. And a visual really works there. And you want to describe that visual, bringing it all together for the reader. That's one of the main purposes of a review of the literature. It's hard to comprehend 50 to 70 articles, and you're helping, making a big contribution to helping people look at those articles and identifying those themes and developing a coherent whole. Now, the next section is the conclusion, which could represent, as I went back here, that cohesive framework. That could be your summary. It's about 5 to 10 pages long. You also want to discuss educational implications and future research. Your reference section is typically 8 to 15 pages long. APA format is critical. You want to make sure that you have the precise format and that you haven't made any mistakes on that. And you only include references that you used in your project, that you referred to in your review of the literature. Finally, the appendices can include your coding scheme for your articles, and then a table of each of the articles with columns summarizing key elements of that coding that you conducted on each article. So you might have a column for sample size, a column for reliability, yes, no, validity, yes, no, type of study, could be qualitative, quantitative, mixed, case, that sort of thing, so that someone can take a glance at that table. It'll be a big table and see which articles, at a quick glance, what characteristics that each article has. And that is the anatomy of a research project.